Coming up on District News Now, the war of words continues as Obamacare reaches the Supreme Court.
Mitt Romney completes a hat trick on Tuesday, winning primaries in Maryland, D.C., and much contested Wisconsin. More on that today on District News Now. Hello and welcome to District News Now. I'm Molly Martinez.
And I'm Eric Lynch. President Barack Obama warned the Supreme Court Monday against overturning his health care law, saying the ruling would be, quote, unprecedented for the court to overturn a law passed by a democratically elected Congress. Obama also says that he's confident the Supreme Court will uphold the law passed by Congress in 2010. Obama noted the Supreme Court justices are unelected officials and should take that into account when ruling on Obamacare. Republicans have widely criticized the president's statements, saying the Supreme Court has the power to strike down laws passed by Congress if it chooses to do so.
Well, following Obama's unprecedented comments, a federal appeals court ordered the Department of Justice to submit a letter in response to further explain the remark. More on that story from CNN reporter Kate Boldwan.
Pages single-spaced. That was the unusual order by a federal circuit court. Attorney General Eric Holder personally responded, saying nothing has changed. The power of the courts to review the constitutionality of legislation is beyond dispute. President Obama's top law enforcement official saying, of course the administration believes the courts have the power to declare acts of Congress unconstitutional, a long-accepted pillar of constitutional law. Still, this seemingly academic exercise is at the center of a testy political dispute over the Supreme Court's review of the health care law.
I'm just saying that there's a lot of, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous to believe that the president wasn't talking about the context of the case.
The White House remains on the defensive, with many Republicans happy to continue the fight. Senator Mitch McConnell Thursday telling the president to, quote, back off. All of this stems from these comments by the president Monday.
I'm confident that the Supreme Court will not take what would be an unprecedented, extraordinary step of overturning a law that was passed by a strong majority of a democratically elected Congress.
Remarks some interpreted as challenging the court's authority and fueling the flames. Federal Judge Jerry Smith Tuesday demanded an explanation. The Attorney General in his letter defends the president, saying his remarks were fully consistent with the principles of judicial review, though don't expect this to mark the end of the controversy.
He's making it clear to the court that the position of the President of the United States and the executive branch is that the courts basically should keep their nose out of the shaping of economic policy except in the most dire of circumstances. So, you know, I think there's still quite a bit of tension now between the executive and judicial branches of the government, and this is rare.
The race for Republican presidential nominee is not officially over, but frontrunner Mitt Romney is acting more and more as if he'll be the man facing President Obama in November. The campaign is now planning its fall fundraising push as if Romney's already gotten the nomination, according to senior advisor Ed Gillespie. Challenger Rick Santorum said the campaign for the GOP presidential nomination could change if he's able to win the Texas primary. The next Republican primary contests are April 24th in Connecticut, Delaware, New York, Pennsylvania, and Rhode Island.
The Labor Department reports that U.S. added 120,000 jobs in March. That's the first time employers created fewer than 200,000 jobs since last November. Recent employment upswings slowed last month, with the number of new jobs falling below the economists' estimates. Despite this, the unemployment rate fell and is now 8.2%. Earlier this week, President Obama signed the Jobs Act, a bill he called, quote, a potential game changer for startups and small businesses. The measure passed with unusual bipartisan support in both houses of Congress. It reduces many regulatory hurdles that young startups in raising startup money and allows Americans to invest in new companies. Both Republicans and Democrats say small businesses are key to creating jobs.
For college seniors, entering the workforce is right around the corner. We spoke with some future graduates who, surprisingly, aren't too worried about their job prospects. Lauren Landau has the story.
Graduation is just around the corner. For seniors at American University, this means applying for jobs and hopefully exchanging that backpack for a briefcase. The job search can be difficult, and some students don't know where to begin.
It's tough, because it's hard to know where to look, really, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's not that easy to, just get onto the World Wide Web and, ta-da, it appears. So, it takes a lot of effort.
Students in need of guidance can look no further than the AU Career Center. The Career Center provides resources for those who need help finding job listings and writing their resumes and cover letters. Finding a job is no cakewalk, but Career Center advisor Sam Carignan says students are much calmer this year than in the past.
I think that it's actually more optimistic this year than it's been in the past. I haven't seen nearly the amount of stress that I've seen in previous kind of semesters for seniors who are looking for jobs. I think that's also indicative of the economy slowly but surely getting better.
Senior Brittany Horowitz says she already has a job offer and is just trying to enjoy what's left of her semester.
I was lucky and I had this option pretty early on, so I never had that kind of freaking out moment, so I'm pretty relaxed.
Sam Carignan says all students are encouraged to visit the Career Center and attend networking events.
It's important to learn these skills now for your job after graduation, your first job after graduation, but it's important for the rest of your life as well, and you need to be making these contacts, learning these things while you're at AU, because it will impact the rest of your career.
For District News Now, I'm Lauren Landau.
Coming up, devastating tornadoes ripped through Texas this week, leaving thousands homeless. That story and more after the break.